Hello, I'm James Bowersock, writer and director of Cowboy Christmas.
And I'm Thomas Angeletti, director of photography for Cowboy Christmas.
So Cowboy Christmas is a short film that is Christmas based. I first wrote the film because I wanted to try and set out to write something simple, like a really simple concept, a tale as old as time. And a lot of those old country songs involve couples that are very hot and cold, very kind of on and off, and these really volatile relationships. And so I wanted to take that and just kind of write something about a couple like that, and the image of this cowboy who's so heartbroken and filled with so much emotion, and that he decides to take revenge. That was kind of the basis for it, and I wrote that pretty quickly into just like a little short, and then it kind of evolved over time. And once I had something that I was decently satisfied with, I showed it to Tom, and we started to run with it and get it moving.
I think we were on a dive bar tour where we were going like every Monday to a different dive bar.
Yeah.
And you showed it around that time, showed me the script, right? So I'm also a huge fan of old country. I'm also a fan of like murder ballads and then the whole folklore around actual country, not the stuff that they really play today. So when he showed me that script, I was like, yeah, we need to really get down and dirty with some vintage looking stuff. And then right around the crawl, I guess, bar tour, all these dives, we went and saw Terrifier 3. And they have a really nice vintage look, and it was around Christmas, and we really liked the way it was lit and like how it was loosely based on Christmas, but more, just art going around murdering people. But that really gave like that dirty, cringy kind of vintage look that that really inspired, the visual aspect of the film. Plus the song "Pardon Me, I Have Someone to Kill" by Johnny Paycheck was my big inspiration behind the look of the film, how aggressive it was.
All right. It take care of the whole skate and they go out of skate.
Look if they were doing this in post.
The title, Cowboy Christmas, and the Christmas theme came just from the time that we were making it. It was the fall, it was October when we first kind of started to roll into like pre-production. The kind of vintage feel of the film overall and the style that I wanted to go for lent itself well to Christmas, because there's lots of cool old Christmas Santa Claus decorations and all that stuff. And I thought it fit well stylistically, and I've wanted to, for a long time, make something Christmas themed or loosely Christmas related, even if it's not about Christmas. Still takes place in December and has all the Christmas lights and everything. So you have it?
What's this?
That's just a script.
Oh, okay. Fresh. Super.
You got a lot of lines to learn, Jeff. You got a lot of lines to learn.
I know it. I mean, I may say things. Foul language not going to be over the wall.
Yeah. But say...
I have to get...
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
feel free to say any. Don't hold back, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come outside and get ready.
I see you guys.
Yeah, so our first location was in Chillicothe, 2 different parts of Chillicothe downtown, Blood Alley and this bar called Cross Keys. Our friend, who actually drove down to meet him prior to this, Daniel Greisheimer, and he basically just walked around. We had a few beers, kind of checked out some different locations, and unfortunately Cross Keys was closed at the time, but it fit the aesthetic that we really wanted. I mean, it has like the wooden doors, it has like the bar lock, like they slide through. Like I've never even seen anything like that in real life, but it really just fit the vibe that we were looking for. And then Blood Alley was just super cool, the history behind it, and the brick and how desolate it looks. I think really fit the emotions of Jeff's character, Dan, when he's in the alley.
It just like worked out, I guess. I don't know. I think Chillicothe was fresh on our minds, and we knew that we could shoot down there, and we needed an alley, and Blood Alley was exactly the type of alley that we needed, and Kroski's had a perfect look out front.
We drove down there with the intention of shooting in the outside, but it was cold as shit. So I walked into Kroski's, there was like 6 people in there, I bought everybody a shot, and then William and I bought a beer, and we're like, can we film inside? She's like, yeah, do whatever you want. So we just literally set up the cameras, we set up the audio, and started filming inside of the building looking out as opposed to shooting outside of the building looking in, which I think gave us the better shots that we were looking for than we originally planned when we were like standing outside of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was your idea, Justin, to do the inside the window shot instead of outside.
Yeah, shooting from the inside looking out was a great call. I think one of my favorite shots of the whole film is a shot of Jeff from the inside of Kroski's looking out as he
The one by the flashing sign? Yeah, because that was the whole, I wanted to use that so badly.
Kaboom.
They're playing all the classics. No wrong. God, they're letting us shoot it in here. See, I don't, maybe we lower the camera when I shoot wider.
That was seeing there. We're just not getting not from here. What more do we want?
I don't know. So in Chillicothe and all the Appalachia, right? You know, when Spanish flu came around, they didn't have all the hospital space or anywhere to put a lot of these dying and passed away people. So they chose the Majestic, which is a super old movie theater that is on one side of Blood Alley, to store the bodies in the dressing room. And the blood from the bodies started trickling into the alley, and that's why it was called Blood Alley. Actually got to the point where some of the bodies that were stacked were still alive, and they had to go back and take them out of the pile, and I don't know where they put them, but they weren't dead like the other folk. But aesthetically looking, I just really like I said, how desolate it looks, and there's a lack of color. You got one staircase, and I knew as soon as we walked in there, we were gonna put a 600 straight through the staircase so I can get the nice streaks to really get the underexposed, dark, grimy look that I wanted for this film. So it made it super easy because there were already a light there. Then you sat down, we took cell phone pictures. I sent them to Justin. I'm like, we just see the blast actual light through there. As you'll see through the film, it was, a lot of the lights were warm, right? The Kelvin was right around 32 to 3400 the entire film, which basically like older lights, right? Because LEDs now are a lot cooler, but we wanted that nice warm look to match the Christmas look, the lights, the vintage decorations. And it just really looked good in that alley with all the brick and the kind of pale gray look of the Majestic that Jeff is sitting against while Kids Bop was playing.
Yeah. The Majestic, yeah, it was super cool shooting against the wall of the Majestic Theater in Chillicothe. But yeah, there was a very loud children's concert going on while we were shooting that thankfully with William's mastery of audio, he was able to get the audio that we wanted without getting the children singing.
Thank you, Da Vinci Resolve.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous alley. It's exactly pretty much what the film needed, and it's a very important, it's like the first scene of the film. It's very important, very emotionally significant, and so it had to be perfect, and it was.
John's like, no we ain't, no we ain't. You didn't bring your tubes, did you? How you gonna leave me being the only tube man? Tube man.
You know, I should.
song.
You know,
Sorry, it costs
we're
me,
coming
man.
all the way down here. I should have just bring everything I know.
Well,
It is freezing cold out here.
So that way we ain't gotta shoot. We ain't gotta
freezing balls.
Everybody wants to drive down this alley.
They don't have to come down here.
down this alley. When I came here. Ready, so when you
Okay,
leave, Jeff, stay as close to the building as you can. Because you're kind of creeping around the bar.
After this shot, can we just stay quiet for another minute? Because they stopped playing, so let's just try to, I want to try to get.
Just do it now.
Let's do that right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
John will stop with that shit.
All right, let's be quiet for 1 minute.
Hi, people. Hello. Tom.
The most difficult part of all of this is him catching room tone. He's an anal asshole about it. It's not room tone, it's room tone.
I still hear you.
You didn't record yet either.
So we're on like hour 5, and Tom's chill trying to convince us that it's not freezing out here. It is freezing balls. My nuts are literally icicles right now.
You didn't eat enough White Castle. James, how's your icicles?
My icicles are dripping.
You might have a problem, sir.
They usually tell you to go to the doctor for that.